into the Veteran Show on WBIG 1280. Once again, here is your host, Mr. Coffee.
You're back with Mr. Coffee, live on the Veteran Show. You can find us on Facebook.com. Parrish says /The Veteran Show. Again, Facebook.com/The Veteran Show. We are back here, and as we said, I am Mr. Coffee, Navy veteran, and I am a disabled veteran. And there's so many benefits for us veterans in the state of Illinois, as well as across the country. So I really wanted to speak to our veterans, men and women, veterans. They have a program, a business program, Veteran to Business program for the state of Illinois. And you could definitely find that on the government website for the VA. And I encourage each veteran. I know that it's rough out there. We're affected by the economy as well for jobs and that sort of thing. So I would encourage each veteran to go to the federal website and research Veteran to Business program. And we have live here in the studio with us Ray Kohl from CSI, which is a phenomenal computer systems institute, which is a phenomenal school that's doing great things for not only veterans, but specifically, since we're at the Veteran Show, we'll say specifically for veterans. But they're jump-starting a lot of people, as well as veterans, for jobs and for education. Guys, we cannot forget about education, because as veterans, some things that we've done in the military is in parallel, to the civilian world. So we have to continue to educate, continue to certify for different things that we've done, or like, for instance, corpsman, which would be that would be a nurse. Right. In our time, that would be equivalent of a nurse. I was Navy, so we call them corpsmen. And so Ray's here. He's going to tell us a little bit about the courses, the certificate programs that are available, and we're going to really talk about Computer Systems Institute, because they're doing phenomenal things right now. And I'm going to kind of shut up here and let you go ahead. Ray is actually a Marine veteran. I didn't say that, so we want to acknowledge you and thank you for your service.
Oh, it's no problem. Thank you for having us out here, Mr. Coffee. Well, first off, CSI, we're actually really excited because next year we are actually going to be celebrating our 25th anniversary as a college. Isn't that great? You think about it, we've been out here helping people for that long.
That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. So if that means you have longevity, so you've been getting it right. You've been doing something right. So.
Oh yes, sir, we have. And in that time we've grown, and we actually now have 3 campuses in the Chicagoland area. So we have our downtown campus, we have a Gurney campus, so that's actually very close to the Great Lakes Naval Training Center. And then of course around here we have our campus in Elgin.
Absolutely.
And we're hoping to be able to continue to grow, and that's all in plans for the future.
I visited all of the campuses here, except for the Gurney campus. And
oh, we got to get you out to Gurney.
and it is a phenomenal campus. It's clean. It really provides a safe haven for our veterans and for civilians alike. And I'm talking like I'm still in the military, because once you have it in you, we say civilians, but we should say for the community at large, right?
Well, you know what? That's the whole thing. It's a former Marine, not ex-Marine. Once you're in, you're never out, right?
Absolutely.
But what I wanted to do today was also let veterans know that when it comes to education, there's all these great state programs and federal programs to help them afford to go to school, and to build on that, we actually developed a veteran scholarship.
Oh,
so
wow.
Anybody who comes out to our campus that's a veteran, they just have to bring out their DD-214 with them, prove that they have that honorable discharge, and it's a $2,000 scholarship towards their tuition.
Wow, $2,000. That's
huge,
phenomenal.
right? And
Yeah.
so then we also want to extend that to their family members.
Oh.
So their spouse or their dependents, direct dependents, they could qualify for a $1,000 scholarship to go to
Wow.
school. So we're doing all this because
You guys
we
are
see
taking
that
care of
need.
veterans and the families.
Exactly.
All right.
Because you know what? It's not always just about the veteran, right?
Right.
I've been married now for 15 years, and I can tell you this.
Congratulations. man.
Thank you. That's a war in itself, right? So, but let me say this though: I could not have done the things I did in the Marine Corps without my wife. I couldn't.
Absolutely.
If I didn't have her by my side, that wasn't
Right.
going to happen.
Right.
So we also have to support those families too.
Absolutely. You know what the cool thing just about veterans going to school, I mean, you guys walk veterans through the whole process.
Exactly.
Not that you don't walk everybody else through, but sometimes as veterans, you know, we could have different health issues going on.
Exactly. And that's actually, I'm glad you brought that up, because we do also have a counseling center on site, and that's a great benefit for our students.
Absolutely.
So when they're having some issues, whether it be test anxiety or maybe some personal things going on in their life, that they have somebody to go to that's qualified to offer that advice and counseling, and that's another program that's growing right now as well.
You know, I spoke to you know, several people from your campus and yourself, and I think that is phenomenal. I think really being able to put veterans in situations where they're set up for success, because
Yes.
you know, some schools, some colleges, some community colleges, some technical schools, they'll just give the veteran the F, but you actually.
Oh no, I can tell you, and I can assure every veteran that's listening that we watch everything that's going on, so that if it looks like you're slipping somewhere, we're going to come to you. We're going to ask you what's happening. We're going to encourage you to take advantage of the tutoring services that we offer that are free to our students to help them get back on track and to make sure that they're going to be successful. We don't ever want to see somebody fail.
Absolutely. And you know, just because of some of the veterans that you get to the school, and like you say, you guys are tracking the progress, so you know, hey, Jim, there's something going on here. You know, you started out and you were doing real well, and now you know your grades are kind of slipping. You're not coming, coming to class as much, and so then from that perspective, then what would you guys?
Well, I think at that point, then if we notice and we can identify something like that, we first start in our student services department. And so they meet with a student service advisor. We want to identify, is this something that a personal problem that a counselor needs to get involved in, or is this something academic? Do we need to get you a little bit more time one-on-one with an instructor to help them to overcome any obstacles that they have in their path? Because we want them to graduate, and more importantly, we want to see them working in that field. That's why they're going to school. And to kind of get on that point a little bit, we actually have a career services department that isn't going to, just say, oh, hey, we're looking for a job for you. They're going to actually help you with your resume, your cover letter, because you'd be surprised how many people come out of service and they don't know how to write a proper resume.
Absolutely.
And we need to make sure they have those skills, and we want to make sure we're updating that resume as they're going through school, so when they get those certifications, we can keep working with them towards that opportunity of getting a job.
Okay, so you are a certification program then?
Yes, most definitely. And we actually encourage them all the way through. So, for example, our networking and IT program, we're going to sit there and within about, say, 4 months or so, you could potentially have your A+ certification. That's your ground level certification. You have to have that to work in IT.
Ray, just kind of help us out for, there might be a veteran that might be listening, and
Sure.
he doesn't really understand what you just said. IT, that sort of computer type.
The computer lingo?
Yeah, the computer
Well, IT
lingo.
would be information technology. We call that our networking career program.
Right.
And so that's
That was
somebody-
the terminology you
Yes.
used. Networking. There you go.
Well, the reason why I switched over to IT as opposed to networking is that some people, when they hear networking, they immediately start to think, oh, so they're going to teach me how to talk to people and mingle and do those things. Well, I'm talking about how to build a computer network.
Well, you don't do that? You don't teach
Well,
them?
that would be more computers, maybe a little, some Skype or...
Yeah.
But, we want to actually make sure they're ready for that certification. So, like A+, that's actually through CompTIA. They're the certifying body.
Oh, wow.
So, now what they're going to do is learn how to tear apart computers, how to rebuild them, the basic components that go into that computer to make it work. They can be that IT technician. So if everybody's ever gotten that blue screen and things freeze up and you need to get somebody to help you, you want somebody that's A+ certified to come in and diagnose that problem.
Wow, so I can bring my blue screen to you guys.
Anytime, Mr. Coffin. Anytime you want. I'll make sure we hook you up for sure.
Oh, okay. See, hey, it's good to be a veteran today.
Exactly. But the goal is that we want to see them getting those certifications, and we want them to get the certifications as they're going to school. And what I want to actually talk to the veterans about too is that we're a modular-based education. And what that means is if you think back to when we went through A school, you know, we went through that MOS training, or military occupational specialty training.
Right.
We actually studied things in modules. So when we went to school, we broke it into manageable bits, if you will.
Okay.
That's the same thing we do at CSI. So that way you concentrate on that one subject, master it, and then you move on to the next one, as opposed to trying to concentrate on 2 or 3 things all at the same time.
Right, and that could be overwhelming for a veteran, or actually anybody coming back, you know, into the education, into school, into I would say for veterans transitioning. Let's say if they did 20 years or something in the military and they're retiring, they're coming back and they're like, look, I'm trying to catch up to speed on this information technology.
Well, that's the other thing too, is it doesn't matter if they serve for 4 years or 20 years. When you come out of the service, your next step is you've got to figure out, are you going to get a degree? Are you going to get certifications? A lot of the veterans that are coming out with 20 years though, I think a lot of them already have that degree. But for the ones that are serving 4 to 8 years, that's where we can really help those veterans out. Because if you were a corpsman in the Navy and you came out, you can't just walk right into a hospital and get a job. You actually have to still go through additional training. So
and a lot of us find that out too.
Exactly, because you think, hey, I've been being a medical assistant essentially for the last 8 years, but you can't just walk into it without that cert. So then you come to my school, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all the skills you have and validate them by getting you the certifications as a registered medical assistant, or being that IT person, getting that A+ certification, or that Microsoft Certified IT Professional certification. I also wanted to touch on our business program, which is
Tell me about
I
that.
was telling you about that earlier today. We've actually gone ahead and revamped this whole thing. Our students even get a tablet. So, yeah, they've got this great tablet, and
now I need another hookup now.
so, well, I can fix the computer. I don't know if I can give you one. But well, the thing is that with technology in business today, everything is all computerized. So it's essential that as our students are going through school, we're interfacing with that technology. So that tablet then has all their books on it, all their courses are going to be on there. So as they're actually being instructed in the classroom, because I don't want to give the impression that this is an online school. We are a ground campus. You come to school every single day learning these skills, and you have an instructor in front of you. So you have this tablet that has all your great books on it, all the information, and the different labs that you're going to go through. And we're going to go over things like QuickBooks, because you have to be able to run the financial side of your business. You have to be able to pay your bills and make sure people are paying you. We also go into the Microsoft Word certification, and then of course Microsoft Excel. And Excel is critical in business. If you've got someone who's mastered Excel, you've got a key player in your business. And then we go into now Google AdWords, and SEO, or search engine optimization. Those types of marketing certifications. He's
going a little bit over my head, guys. So if you hear me say, "Oh yeah," that means over my head. Go ahead, Ray. I'm sorry.
Well, you know what, Mr. Coffey, if we're going over your head, what I'll do is I'll give out our number, and that way they can call me directly, and then I can walk them through that. So our number actually would be 855-205-3123. And when you call that number, they'll put you right into an advisor who can actually go over each of those certifications and start the process, because we want you to come out to a campus and get a tool.
And you don't have to be a veteran now. For those of you that are listening at home and across the country, you don't have to be a veteran, but this is the Veteran Show. And CSI, again, Computer Systems Institute, they do a great job with veterans as well as the community at large. And, I just wanted to kind of point that out.
Oh, most definitely. And for the veterans specifically, you're able to use a lot of your benefits. You can use your GI Bill. You can use post 9/11, VRAP, which is huge. There's still a lot of opportunity for veterans to apply through VRAP.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for veterans that aren't familiar with what VRAP is, that's a program for somebody that if, they're unemployed, they don't have access to the GI Bill or post 9/11, they can apply to receive essentially almost like GI Bill funding. But you have to be between 35 and 60, and those are the key key elements.
Right, yeah. It's a great program. Just so you know that it started out taking 99,000 veterans, and I believe the last time I checked a couple days ago, there's still 25,000 slots left. So it works really easy, but you have to do paperwork.
Yes.
You know, but the paperwork is online. So that brings me back to...
Yes, there's a lot of paperwork that has to go into this. This is very true. However, we actually have our representatives trained to work with veterans. So they actually understand these programs like VRAP, and they understand how to apply and how to do these things. So they're not alone. You know, so they're not going to have to go home. We're not going to send them away and be like, hey, once you get that done, we'll talk to you. No, we're going to sit down with you. We're going to help you walk through it and figure out what you have to do to apply for these benefits.
Okay, that sounds awesome. So that's the deal. You know, you go to CSI, Computer Systems Institute, and you're a veteran, because you have to be a veteran for VRAP.
That's very true.
And so they will help walk you through it. But I recommend, right, Ray, that you set up an appointment to come.
Most definitely, because here's the thing, we always recommend that you call first. You know, we don't mind you coming and walking into one of our campuses, but if you call first, that way we can make sure we're ready for you and we can block out time specifically for you. That way you don't feel rushed or anything like that. You're able to go through the process in an easy manner.
I don't know if you could speak to the Chicago. The Chicago campus is downtown Chicago.
Oh, 29 East Madison,
Yeah.
right between State and Wabash. Very easy to find. And what you do is when you go to that campus, you actually go to the 5th floor. That's where we have the admissions department and financial aid. But it's a very large campus, so the entire 3rd and 4th floor is all classrooms and labs. Beautiful facility.
Yes, I've been there.
So the other facilities, you know, we have in Elgin, that's at 400 Airport Road. That's just off of 90 and 31, right behind the Holiday Inn there. And then we have our other campus, which is, of course, Gurnee. And that's 5330 Grand Avenue. That's probably the easiest one to find. It's right across the street from Six Flags.
Right,
so,
okay.
Instead of turning into Six Flags, you just turn into CSI.
Oh, okay.
So,
I like that.
So yeah, you know, go to school during the day, play at the park at night over the summer. You can't beat it, right?
That's a win-win.
So
not too late though.
No, not too late. You got school in the morning.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
But that's actually a very large facility. It's 32,000 square feet, and we opened that up back in 2011 into a new campus.
Wow.
So
okay.
And
is there any good places to eat around there, man?
Oh, there's plenty of places around there.
So when I go up there for the tour with you, then because that's the only facility I haven't been with.
Been
to. So
you go over to there's a little steakhouse over there. We'll go.
Oh wow, you hear that?
We'll take care of Mr. Coffee.
So listen, I got my computer. My blue screen is fixed now, folks. You heard it live here on the Veteran Show. Facebook.com/The Veteran Show. We're here with Ray from CSI, Computer Systems Institute.